Greetings, magical souls. I've come on quickly today to just share a little bit about the second dragon event that we had this past my Monday. I meant to get to this sooner. I was going to just pop out a post so that everybody could find the recording if they had wanted to get that. But there is a little bit more to explain, so the post got deleted, and here I am making a video. So the second event, we went into Hollow Earth with all our guardian dragons. It was quite emotional, and there was a real bonding between us and our guardian dragons where I feel that we will never ever forget them again. We kind of went in as one winged soul and one being as we kind of merged energetically with our guardian dragons. And then what we did was we went into the center of the earth, and the beautiful Quetzalcoatl arrived, and he sent out like this bellow, and it just really just helped to awaken the ley lines. Anyway, I'm not going to give too much away other than to say it was quite beautiful, and if you missed it, I will put the link to that recording in the description box. What I did want to say about it is that I actually already put it on my site on Monday. I just haven't gotten around to doing this yet. What I really wanted to say to you is that because we were sharing some pictures, the audio file is on my website, but because we were sharing pictures, please just to be aware so just scroll down the page and just have a look at the photographs. They are photographs that Robin took when she was out in southern Idaho at a place called Balanced Rock. And when I saw it, I said to her, that's where we need to go in. That's where the entrance to Hollow Earth is. That's where the dragons want us to go. And as you'll hear when you're listening to the recording, there were some beautiful synchronicities happening, not just for me and not just for Robin, but between the two of us, between the first and the second event. And what was really quite fascinating is that when Robin went to Balanced Rock to have a look, she'd been there many times, and it was only when she went there this time that she realized that Balanced Rock, I saw it immediately as well, but Balanced Rock, that rock that is there is a dragon. I get that she's a very feminine energy. It's like a serpent, but that is a dragon. That Balanced Rock is a dragon's head. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And so that's where we went in. But as she enters that space, there was this beautiful, almost uh, like a wall. And I don't know exactly whether it's like circular or in my mind's eye, I can see that it was circular, even though it might not be that way anymore. But it almost looks like these beautiful tall rocks, but they could be old trees. They look like they've got guardian faces on them, and it was like this was the portal into the earth, into Hollow Earth, and that's why we chose to go in there. The reason I mention this is because if you've just got an image of this in your mind's eye, it's easier for you to connect there if you are going to listen to the experience and the activation when you download it from my website. So just if you wanted to know that and just get an idea of what we were talking about. So I just wanted to mention that those 3 files are in there if you go and download it. And you can probably, if you open those files, I don't know if they'll allow you to download them, but you can probably at least take screenshots of them if you're going to listen to the meditation later and maybe you want to have them on hand. The third picture that's in there is beautiful. They were very, very, very ancient dragons. You can clearly see their heads. You can see the indentations of their eyes, their mouths, the spines on the side of the face. I mean, it is utterly magical. And all of this has come about like since the first event. And the first event was where we sent out the call to awaken all the sleeping dragons. And now suddenly there are so many people talking about dragons. It seems to be very much more in our consciousness than it first was. So there is something very, very magical happening here. And then just to get back to Quetzalcoatl, is, as I mentioned in my last video, he came to me in a dream. But when Robin went out this last time to Balanced Rock, she was called to take some cacao beans with her. For her, the cacao beans are very much connected to the experience she had with Quetzalcoatl, and she didn't know why she was taking them there. She took them there and left the beans there. And then I had left a message for her afterwards, which she only got afterwards, where I was saying, Quetzalcoatl's joining us. He's joining you and I as the third part of our Trinity. And he's going to be able to be the bridge that we need to do the work that we're going to do in opening the portals. So there are huge synchronicities happening, between Robin and I, like separately, but that are connecting the dots between her experiences and my experiences. So it's really quite magical. And it's also important to know that if for some reason you can't see the pictures or whatever, just set the intention to be at Balanced Rock, and that will be enough. Energetically, that will be enough. But it's really nice to be able to see the pictures because they have a very, very potent energy to them. The other thing I just wanted to say was a huge thank you to everybody that has bought tickets, that's been attending the live, that have downloaded the first event, that maybe missed things. I really, really appreciate it. And, I do believe that all of us are actually connected to the dragons in some way, shape, or form, because they were one of the first beings in creation itself. And if we've been fractalizing since then, it would make sense that all of us hold a little bit of dragon energy. And it might just be that, some people haven't awakened to that or remembered it yet. But know that you are all dragon kin. And if you are, finding things, finding books, there was Game of Thrones that came out. Now a lot of people are talking about reading the Fourth Wing series. I myself haven't read it yet, but it's fascinating to me how there is so much dragon stuff in books and TV series and things like that at the moment compared to, 10, 20 years ago. So something big is happening, and I don't believe that's just by chance. And the work that we are doing, I think this next event is going to be mammoth. And I invite you, if you can attend the live, to please attend the live, because this is it feels like the last two events have been leading up to this one. And I still don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it is a deep knowing that I have within me that this event is going to be what shifts things dramatically for us in this realm. When we do the work that we're going to do in the third event, when we start working more with the galactic and the cosmic dragons. Just quickly before I go, I would like to make mention of the fact that I have been invited onto a summit next month, which is going to be all about the quantum field and how all of this knowledge about the quantum realm, the quantum field, which really is the field, it is the universe, how we work with it, how we interact with it. I've been invited onto a summit that is going to be aired in early to mid-May. As soon as I have the promotional material for that, I will share it if anybody wants to go and have a look. There's going to be quite a few speakers on there. I think it's going to be a great way for us to just really expand our consciousness. I'm really excited about it. And interestingly enough, I thought when I went on there, I was going to be talking a little bit more about my quantum healing and how I work with it, which is initially what was going to happen. And then a couple of days before my interview, they reached out to me and said, would I mind talking about the dragons? And I found that so interesting because I only had my interview a couple of days ago as they're putting it all together for the summit. And it was not lost on me that this deep reconnection for me with the dragons and this awakening and this download that I got at the time and everything. And the dragons had some really, really beautiful messages to impart with humanity, which I've shared on that summit. I asked them specifically to come forward with things for that summit, things that they wanted to get out there. So, but on the back of that, I know that YouTube has changed some of its algorithms. I've heard a couple of people talking about it, and I've experienced it myself, where people that I'm subscribed to and that I'm not getting notifications, and even if there's no notification, if I go into my subscriptions, I'm not seeing their new videos there. I'm catching things like maybe a week later when I stumble across them. And so it may be that, I don't know, my videos, even if you are subscribed to my channel, are not getting to you when I post them. And I don't know why this is, and it doesn't really matter. But what I have decided to do is start a newsletter. And the last thing I want to do is spam people's inboxes, because I can't bear it when I sign up to things and I get a bloody email every day. I mean, it doesn't work for me. I just think it's just too much information for me at the moment, but each to their own. So the purpose of the newsletter will be that I will announce any events that I might be having, new products. And what I've decided to also do with that newsletter is some of the videos that I share on YouTube have got a lot of a deeper backstory behind them. And I don't often share the details because it would make my videos like, I don't know, a couple of hours long. But what I might do in some of those newsletters is just give some little bit more of the backstory in the newsletter, and then have a link to the YouTube video. So I don't want to send this newsletter out to anybody that doesn't want it. And as I said, I will be posting things there only if and when they're relevant. So there might be months might go by where there's no newsletter from me, and then I might have 3 in 1 month. I don't know how it's going to unfold, but that's what I've decided to do. So on my landing page of my website, just below all the services I have on offer, I've added an element so that you can subscribe to my newsletter. I will be able to see who's subscribed to the newsletter. I don't just want to send my newsletter out to everybody that's either bought something from me or been on an event with me or something like that, because maybe you don't want the newsletter. So I invite you, if you are interested in getting my newsletter so that you don't miss out on any announcements of events that I might have. I might also, when I start launching some courses in that, I'll possibly give early bird discounts on the newsletter and things like that. So if this sounds like something that you would like to subscribe to, I invite you to please go to my website and subscribe to the newsletter, because if you've been on an event with me, I am not just going to send you the newsletter, because I did not ask for consent to send you a newsletter just, while you were subscribing to the event. So I just wanted to make mention of that, because it's also a way, I can share. I'm not going to send you a newsletter every time I share a video on YouTube, but it'll be for anything that's important and where there's maybe a bit of a deeper backstory if anybody's interested in that. And I have a feeling that I might be doing a lot more with the dragons in the coming weeks, months, and years, and hopefully starting to really bring in some of their messages. I've got lots of ideas brewing at the moment, which I'm really quite excited about, which I think are going to really take off after this last event. So that's really all I wanted to share for today. So please do go and get the download of the second and the first events. If maybe you are feeling called to attend the third event and this is the first time you are hearing about them, you can go and get them both. I've also relabeled them on my website so that you know which one to listen to first. It says event 1 and then the name, event 2 and then the name. And of course, if you come across these events in a year's time or 6 months' time, you can still do them. You can still add your energy to that sacred container. But if you can attend the live, I'd really love you to. I feel like it's going to be pretty potent. I would also suggest, if you are going to attend the live, that maybe you have some kind of grounding crystal with you, and bring in any dragons that you've got with you. Even if it's a fourth wing book that you're reading, bring it into your space. Any kind of other crystals that you want to work with, If you've got dragon ornaments or soft toys, like I have loads of all over the bed, I'm sure my husband thinks I'm crazy. But yeah, I invite you to just really connect with your dragons. So whatever it is that you feel called to do, it's yeah, our energy is so potent. We need to remember that this is just a physical avatar here in this realm, and that is not where our soul is. Our soul, our consciousness, all of that energy is where we are potent, and we need to start remembering that. So, my fellow dragon riders, dragon warriors, dragon kin, I will end this message off with that today. And I am really looking forward to this third event. And I wanted to say thank you so much for your support. The dragons are fundamental in us bringing our crystalline organic grid back on in Gaia and within Gaia, for all of us. But this is really a co-creation between us. It's like we can't do this work alone, and they can't just do it. It is this beautiful co-creation that we are doing, working together and collaborating on at the moment. And they just really have such a potent energy. I do share a little bit more about how they are intertwined with the grids of the earth in the beginning part of the second event. So do take a listen to it, and yeah, hopefully all the technical issues are sorted out for the next event. But I will make sure that I have everything that might need to be shared. I know we had some technical difficulties with the second event, but wishing you all a truly magical day. I hope that the dragons visit you in your dreams this evening, wherever you may be. Thank you so much again for all your support. It really means the world to me. It means the world to Gaia. It means the world to humanity, to all our animals, all our plants. It means the world to it is everything. It is absolutely everything. So thank you so much.